Hello, everyone. It's Pam Esquire, also known as the Law Intellect. On this channel, we discuss all things legal, from the neighborhood to Hollywood. We commentate, we analyze, we give our unsolicited opinions, and sometimes we may give you a few tips like we plan on doing on this show. However, what we don't do is give legal advice. So if you do need legal advice, please contact your local attorney in your area. You, my friends and family, are my law intellects. So I need your help in analyzing, commentating, and giving your opinion. So don't forget to leave that in the comments. It's very important. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and let everyone know that the law intellect is on. Let's go. So, I know lately we've been talking about most of the issues within Hollywood, and they fell under the umbrella of like family law type issues. But let's travel on back to our local neighborhoods. One of the issues that I see oftentimes in our neighborhoods are those with parenting time. So, when I first started practicing, I did a lot of family law. So I did divorces, I did parenting time, I did custody, child support, things of that nature, all things family. I don't do as much of it now, but some of the biggest gripes I see on social media are men that are so upset because their ex-wives, ex-girlfriends will not allow them to see their child. So first of all, let's go with what custody is. So when we talk about custody, we have two different forms of custody. We have legal custody and we have physical custody. So when we talk about legal custody, what we are talking about is those things that are very important pertaining to the child. So that would be anything medical, anything that has to do with their schooling, things of that nature. And the courts typically, here in Michigan at least, they will give joint legal custody. That's almost a given. Anything that's important that has to do with the child, they want to split between the parents. Now, when we talk about physical custody, that's basically where the child resides the majority of the time. And believe it or not, times have changed where it's not that the women are always getting sole physical custody. A lot of times, at least here in Michigan, they try to defer to if they can do joint physical custody if they can. But of course, we do have women that are getting physical custody, and that's going to be somewhat of the topic that we talk about today. So, what happens when a person does not have full physical custody? The other parent gets parenting time. And parenting time, as you guessed, it can be that you get the child every other weekend, and then on the off weeks, you're able to get them on Monday for dinner, or on you get 2 weeks in the summer, or you get a few days for Christmas, and you rotate holidays. And if you go to court, then that will be in order. So once you get an order, after one party goes to, they file a pleading and they say, hey, we need the court's help in figuring out parenting time and custody. So now we have this court order. But even though we have this court order, what I've noticed with a lot of women is because of whatever reason, they're upset, they're mad, the relationship didn't work, the man has a new girlfriend, everything that has nothing to do with them taking care of this child, they try to keep the child away from the father. And when this happens, I see more men venting than utilizing the court. If you have an order, you have that piece of paper, both parties, whether you're a man or a woman, you have to abide by the order, and the court expects you to abide by that order. You don't get a pass just because you're a woman and you're mad. In fact, the court frowns upon that. So what I want to do is I want to help the men out there who who have an order but may be having issues with parenting time with their exes. So Most of the Michigan courts, we have what's called an enforcement area within Friends of the Court. So you would file a complaint, you would submit it to the enforcement area, and then they get on the job. And when they get on the job, then that woman will have to stand before the judge or the referee and have to give an explanation to why they didn't abide by this order. And the problem is a lot of men just don't do this. I've seen people go 5 and 6 years not seeing their kid, even though they have an order in hand that can enforce and make this woman have to allow you to see your child, but they just don't utilize it. And trust me, I get it. As a person that does a lot of police misconduct and other type of civil rights violations in federal court, men don't even want to be involved in the system. But what I beg of you today, especially with this generation, these kids need their father. So please don't let bitterness or your anger prevent you from seeing your child. Do what needs to be done so that you can see your child. So, if the enforcement agency gets into it because you filed a complaint, the court can give you your time back that the woman took. They can order them into civil contempt or whatever other type of remedy they deem is necessary. Now, what I do want to tell you is don't be calling the enforcement agency because you just mad at them, y'all can't communicate right, or you don't have extracurricular activities. I left some pants at her house and I bought those and they not giving me the pants back for the child. They don't want to deal with that type of stuff. It has to be important, such as they're late all the time with the child. They move the child out of town. They're not giving you your parenting time. That's what you utilize the enforcement area friend of the court for. Now, of course, you can also hire an attorney, which would be the more expensive route, and file a motion with the court for them to enforce that as well. But I would suggest that if you have this tool available to you within our court systems, take it and utilize it. Social media can't help you. People liking and sharing and giving all of their opinions because they're going through the same thing with their baby mamas or whatever it is, or ex-wives. That is not going to help you. Utilize the court systems. Now, it's a little different if you don't have an order, obviously, an order from the court that says specifically what the parenting time arrangements are. You may have to initiate these proceedings, which means that you're going to have to file whatever requisite custody and parenting time forms, and then the process starts and you go through the whole process. Then the court is going to give you some type of parenting time, and then you won't have to have the other person control and dictate when you get to see your child because you have an order. Once you have an order, that order comes with the power once you have that actual order. So I'll never understand why people keep, their child away, because I look forward to the break. So I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I know that a lot of it is emotional. That's what a lot of family law is. I mean, sometimes it is the death of the marriage. And so people act out of emotion. I always say they're good people, but a lot of times they're on their worst behavior. But nevertheless, I came here today to say, stay off of social media and get into the court system. That's what they're there for. I hope this helps you. Please like, share, and subscribe. I am Pam Esquire, also your law intellect. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon.